Hello, good afternoon. 2 p.m. Central European Time. I hope you all are well. That's a pleasure to have you here today. We're going to talk about Black Friday. This important time, important season for everyone. And this year is very special because of the situation we are living globally with the pandemic, COVID pandemic. And of course, we from e-commerce, everyone from the e-commerce industry is riding these good waves because indeed it's good time for e-commerce. E-commerce is growing, but not for everyone, not for all types of industries and everything. And of course, Black Friday, as we see here, that's the topic today, will reward those who are prepared. And this is actually should be always like that, but we know that during abundance in times, people tend to be more neglected. They don't care much about quality, sometimes not even about pricing and many other elements that's important when talking about purchasing. But when times are not so good, when we are living some kind of scarcity, we do have scarcity nowadays, time, employment, money, and so on. People tend to be more concerned how they will spend their money, and this will, of course, impact many business. E-commerce is growing, but not for everyone, for only for those who are prepared, especially for this Black Friday, and that's what we want to talk about today. Well, let me start here with this first slide. We will see our agenda for the day, talking about first with the state of e-commerce during this pandemic time. Okay, how is the number, how people are behaving, especially when it comes to some psychological trends. People are shaken, these times, and we have these in different countries, different locations, of course, but we can say globally, people are kind of scared with all that's it's happening and is going to happen in the future because of this pandemic. And this has an impact on e-commerce. So we're going to talk about this state of the e-commerce. Also, we're going to talk about the winners, people and business who are making good revenue out of this pandemic, what they are doing, specifically, how they are ahead of the curve, how they are being ahead of the competition. Then we will talk about the Black Friday, and it's a big deal. It's an important date. Why it's an important date? Every year it's so expected, and even this year it's expected as well, of course, but with some kind of concern from everyone. And why this Black Friday will, more than any other, reward those who are prepared, as I started saying in the beginning when we were in our first slide. Every year we have to be prepared for Black Friday, but this year is more special, and we will talk about that. And now, at the end, we're gonna show you about edrone and what edrone is capable of empowering your business so you can be one of the winners. How can you prepare well using edrone's features and systems in our platform, fueled by artificial intelligence and many other great technological features. And at the end, of course, I will open for Q&A. I hope you have some questions so we can talk, and let's begin. Well, my name is André Floriano. I'm from Brazil. I'm the head of education here at edrone. In 2018, I moved to Poland from Brazil. Okay, I got my family and we took a plane and arrived in Poland to make Poland as our home. I have 4 kids, me and my wife, and they are all really happy being here for these past 2 years. And I have nothing to complain about this country, only to be grateful. It's amazing time to be here. And edrone, as you know, we are e-commerce dedicated CRM for e-commerce, AI-fueled instant ROI platform. We give our clients, e-commerce, the potential to have customer experience to the most with their clients, and with that increase revenue. So to do that, we are a one-stop platform, one-stop shop that you can have many kinds of features that you need for e-commerce. We're going to talk about this later, and integrate it. So you don't need to piece out in different platforms. You can have all in one in a very organized system. And let's start with this state of e-commerce, okay? Because we have a lot to talk here. Well, as I mentioned, the state of e-commerce is directly related to buyers, right? Buyers are people who are going through this pandemic, this situation, people who, many of them lost their jobs, many of them lost their health, many of them lost like their family members. So everyone is one way or another shaked during these times, and that has an impact, right? And we're going to talk about this, and we will divide this topic into the four major human behaviors that impacted the e-commerce by the pandemic, right? Well, what happens most of the time is that e-commerce businesses, they tend to see the business just as a linear point, just linear. Okay, I have to sell, that's it. So you create your platform, you integrate with some tools, you start your email campaigns and SMS, whatever campaign, marketing campaign you use, and that's it. You need to sell. But there are other aspects that you need to take into account. And this pandemic brought to us this perspective, more human. You need to be always thinking about the human being on the other side of the screen, looking at your website, navigating your website, and then hopefully purchasing from you. And the four major human behavior that were impacted were, first one, intrapersonal. People with themselves, thinking more, reflecting more. I'm going to expand on this in a bit. So this is very important because you can get great benefits knowing this, understanding this, and applying some simple principles so you can overcome any situation that might have your clients not buying from you because of something related to their interpersonal behavior. Also, of course, on the other hand, we have the interpersonal behavior, how people relate to each other. What happened during these lockdowns around the world? People had to stay home, and that had an impact, of course, on their relationships, and it will influence, as you see, their consumption habit as well. Well, the third behavior we will analyze is productivity. Most of employers that could go home, they went home remotely around the world. So we had this massive remote work that impacted companies and economies and everyone, and also the human behavior, what we're looking for. Because at the end, the last behavior we want to analyze is consumption, directly related to what we're talking about here. Selling more, as e-commerce, as businesses, you want to sell more. So understand first the person, right? How the person behaves, their interpersonal behavior, and then how they relate to each other in the middle of this pandemic, how they produce because they need to produce in order to have money to buy, right? And this pandemic impacted their productivity. Was that for good or for bad? Let's see that in a moment. And that will culminate in the consumption habits, how they're consuming. Are they consuming in the same way they were like about a year ago, 2019, when pre-COVID? Okay, let's see what happened. Well, let's start with the intrapersonal. Some points for us to analyze. People now, they have more time to pause and think, all right, to this inner reflection. Of course, because life, it lost its velocity, the speed it was going. Because when everything is normal, as I mentioned earlier, in abundance times, people kind of don't stop much. Our life is busy and running around, doing lots of things, traveling, vacationing, working, and then doing projects, studies, and many other things. And now with the pandemic, as I mentioned, many people came home to remote work. Many people lost their jobs. So it was a time to reflection. And when you have one person reflecting, it's one thing. When you have few people sitting down, reflecting, having more time to think about life and everything else, it's another thing. But when you have millions, or we can say billions of people going through these times of pausing and reflection, oh, this is a big deal. And this is a big deal for business. Business needs to understand this in order to better prepare for to work with these people. And of course, people, we all, are overwhelmed with confused news. No one knows exactly what's going on, how long it will take, what's the consequence, the economical impact that we will have. Are we going to have any economic impact yet or no? No, this is all confused. We don't know. We have some different news according to different countries. We have as well like our global news that talks about the global as one, and how this will impact the globe, but it's kind of confused for everyone. And insecurity, this will of course bring some insecurity about the future. Everyone's kind of like, and I'm not talking here about conspiracies and anything, it's just like everyone is insecure, because when you have this global pandemic, you don't know, health insecurity, financial insecurity, families and everything. People are kind of like, life is not the same as before. Now we don't know much about the future because of this. We never knew, of course, but it was easier to predict. Now it's kind of complicated because it comes about diseases and everything, pandemic, it's not out of our control. And with that, we have fear, lots of fear. People feel fear for themselves. They fear for their families, their work. They fear for the world. As I just mentioned, how it's going to be in the future, they fear. No, so fear, it's a factor that's now dominating more than before the human mind, especially for people who lives in a big city and has lots of contacts with other people, and their jobs has been impacted and so on. So these are your buyers, as I mentioned before, and on the other side of the screen, navigating website. So the more you understand your marketing team, your strategy team sits down and understand, the better you will be able to communicate with these people, right? That's why we're starting talking about this, because maybe you'll say, oh, listen, Andre, it's a cross sell. Black Friday is in a few weeks, in a few days. Let's jump to the tricks, and also we can make more money. Of course, it's important, but we are dealing with people. We always did, of course, but this time is different because people are more and more sensitive to any movement that you do, any word that you use, any image that you use. So everything now is more important than ever. That's why the topic here is this Black Friday will reward those who are prepared. And if you don't understand what people are going through, psychologically speaking, of course, we're not digging here the psychology analysis, but just like in the surface, which is very important to understand this, you will have some difficulty along the line to be able to create your communication, right? So stay still until the storm passes. Well, this is kind of scary for business. When people just, okay, I'm kind of afraid, I don't know what's going on. So until I have a better idea, I will not do anything. I'm not buy, I will make more economy, and I will save more and so on. So this is, for business, this is scary. So how do you take people from this stage? If they made this reflection, if they are kind of confused with the news, so they don't want to listen to news anymore, they just want to reflect, they're insecure about the future, fearing. So they say, okay, let this Black Friday, I'll just sit down. I won't go there and buy anything because I don't want to spend my resource. I need to save for whatever happened. So you have lots of people out there thinking like that. But that doesn't mean you cannot overcome that. The point here we are talking about is just that. You need to understand this first so you can work to overcome. And with that, we have, with this scenario of intrapersonal behavior, we have something that impacts direct the e-commerce business, which is purchase by impulse. We know that us, we buy by impulse. We have this sense of urgency when we see something, and that's why marketers understand this and know exactly how to speak the language of the brain that will hit the buy button. And this impulse purchase has been decreased, and this is important for you to understand, all right? Because we just mentioned in the beginning that, wow, e-commerce is increasing, online sales is increasing. Yes, but not in all terms, all right? There are some factors that you need to understand, because it's not increasing for everyone. Many people are missing out, because many businesses are missing out because they're not understanding these trends, right? People now are buying less by impulse. This is very important. So I hope you take notes on that, right? People are buying less because in this impulse. So the second behavior we are analyzing is interpersonal. What changed here? Well, we know people need people. And because we don't have this human interaction as we used to have all the time, going out, happy hour, family, get-togethers, parties, and everything, it's kind of slowing down for most of us. Some people still live in the same way, but most of us in the big cities, we had a huge impact in these interactions. Because of that, we tend to be more purposeful now. You just don't take for granted people around you. This is very interesting. When it comes to scarcity of relationship, we tend to be more intentional when we're relating to other people. And with that, of course, our relationships will be stronger, hopefully, right, for everyone, because our intentions are stronger. And these also cause more altruism. People tends to think more about others. You have people sometimes that they're at the hospital, they're going through some hardship. So it's kind of a moment that people look around for each other and help each other. And with that, we have a result as well for e-commerce, for online shopping. Again, as you see there, the last line, purchase by impulse decreases again, right? So the first behavior, intrapersonal, makes this purchase by impulse to decrease. And when it comes to relationship to other people, also it make it decrease, because the attention now it's not just like flowing around. It's more directed to other people, to family members, and so on. And listen, we know that Black Friday is the time that impulse is at the highest, right? People buy by impulse because they see good promotions. They tend to don't reflect much. And that's why we started talking about this. I repeat myself, right? It's important for you to understand that some trends, some behaviors are not so positive if you don't know how to use them in your favor. So these are decreasing for some reason, as we saw. And let's talk about productivity. Okay, maybe productivity is giving us some good news. Let's see. Well, we saw that massive remote work, people all around the world going to work from home. Many employees are now insecure about the future. They don't know what's going to happen with their companies. Not everyone is lucky enough to be in the commerce industry, the industry that's growing. Many people are in difficult industry that they have to lay off people, and they're selling less and so on. So we have this massive number of people as well insecure about their jobs. With this insecurity, okay, it comes self-motivation, because people say, okay, now the times are not so great that I can just leave this job and go to another one. Something might happen, and if I lose this job, I might not find another one. So they get more motivated to work better, to produce more. This is a reality. And they will manage better their time. They will optimize their time. They're not going to waste time on social media doing stuff that's not productive, because they know they need to work, they need to produce. Otherwise, their risks of losing the job increases. So, and everyone's concerned about that. And what happened with productivity? Here comes again some psychology for us to help us out. Well, The more you produce, if you do your work, if you do your job, it creates, as we know, this neurotransmitter, dopamine, right? When you don't do your work, when you don't do what you have to do, what happens? You get kind of frustrated. And this frustration can be channeled to an impulsive buying behavior, right? So when you don't have this frustration because you're feeling good now, you're working from home, maybe you have more quality of life because of that. Many people don't need to commute anymore to work. Maybe they're saving 1 hour, 2 hours of traveling every day, so they have a better quality of life. They're producing more because they know they're at home, so their responsibility increases. They have to be more productive, so they don't risk their job. And by doing so, well, they accomplish all their tasks, they're working well, they're giving good results. That creates dopamine, and that, of course, diminish the impulsive need for compensation. Most of the people, they buy because they're frustrated. When we're talking about impulsive buying, okay, impulsive buying is directly related to frustration, depression, and so on. So here's the thing, we saw 3 behaviors already, right? Interpersonal, and now productivity. As a result, we saw that everything tends, all these 3 tends to decreases this impulse buying. And we need people to buy, to have this impulse buying. We know that, at the end of the day, we all know that this is part of marketing. We create campaigns, we talk to the brains so they can think less and they can act fast, and I'm not saying that we are selling things to people that has no value, not that, but we know triggers are important, and this impulsive behavior is important for marketers, for sellers, for business to sell, and they have been diminished. They have decreased it with this situation now that we are living, we're going through. So let's see consumption, our final behavior we are analyzed. What's happening to consumption? Well, as we saw, consumption is where everything culminates, right? So we have our interpersonal reflection, people taking more time. So this reduces the impulse to buy. Interpersonal, the same thing. Productivity, as we just saw, now with more dopamine, and people are less impulsive as well. But what's happening? What we are witnessing in e-commerce? A wave of first-time online buyers. So we have many people that were resistant to buy online before, for some reason, security, they're not very technological, and they don't like these gadgets, computers, cell phones, and so on. So there are many reasons why people are skeptical, but now they had no choice. Most of them, they need to buy online because of safety, because of many things. Some periods we had the lockdown, which was a law, we had to follow. So you cannot go out. If you need to buy something, you need to buy online. If you like to buy online or not, well, that's what you have to do. So many people came for the first time to this online business, online world. And that doesn't mean they just came now, and after this pandemic, they're just gonna go to their analogic world again. No, these people will remain, will continue, because they now see how good it is to buy online, how easy it is to buy online, how comfortable it is to buy online, safe is to buy online, and cheaper. Yes, because we know online is most of the time cheaper. So it's much better in all terms. So these people will stay here. And we have more people buying online, if not here, not talking about the first time buyers, talking about in general, people that are used to buy, now they're buying more, they're buying more often. So frequency increases because these times requires safety protocols, and buying online is one of them. And with that, online sales increased. So even though we had these psychological trends, interpersonal, productivity, impacting the impulsiveness of buying online, on the other hand, we have lots of people buying, first-time buyers, and this is increasing online sales. But as I said before, not for everyone, not for every company. And we're going to talk about this now. So how the winners, no, the companies they're selling, they're growing the most during this pandemic, okay, how they're differentiating themselves from the competition? Well, we selected three big companies, okay? The idea here is to talk about the big companies to see, because they are the north, all right? What they're doing, we can see and say, okay, there's something there. That's why they're winning. Otherwise, they would be losing money, or at least not increasing their sales, right? So Amazon, the biggest of all, what happened to Amazon in the last year, right? In the last 12 months, Amazon sales increased for 37%. Well, during the pandemic, okay, but they're Amazon, you might think. Well, they did some strategies. And what strategy they had? Discounts, big discounts. Let me change my screen here a little bit. Big discounts. That was the main strategy for Amazon, okay? They had the Prime Day now in October 13 and 14. There was 2 days that they called Prime Day. And this Prime Day, the major point was discount. And as they mentioned, $1.4 billion were saved by customers just using this Prime Day. So discount was important for people. That's why they bought a lot with Amazon. Second one is eBay, their biggest competitor. eBay revenue went up for 25% the same period. And they had a different scenario here. They are riding this wave of people willing to be comfortable when purchased. Like they want this one-stop shop. They want to go to one website, like eBay is this marketplace, and find everything they want. And payment gateways are easy. All the processes are seamless. So this is a good point that contributed for eBay to grow, even though Amazon was there giving discounts like crazy on this Prime Day and so on. So eBay still growing. And we have another company here that's very interesting. It's Nike, but Nike is not an e-commerce company, but we're talking about the e-commerce business for Nike. So online sales, right? I forgot to add the online word there. I just put sales up. Online sales went up 82% for Nike. 82%. And what was the core, we could say, the core reason of this giant increase? Well, customer intelligence. Customer intelligence is the key for great results for e-commerce, for any business, but for e-commerce is a must. If you don't work your customer intelligence, you leave lots of money on the table, and that's a reality. So here we have Amazon focusing on discounts, eBay on the comfort of buying and the way that they can find everything that they need at one same place, and the process is easy and everything. And Nike, they say, this is the word from their vice president, our brand's deep connection to consumer, understanding who are their customers and how to talk to their customers in the correct way. And I hope you get this message here, because we know that Black Friday is known for discounts, right? Discounts. But if you don't know your customers, your base, those who are there on your database, and you know to speak their language correctly during this time, well, you're gonna miss the opportunity. That's the point. And let me click here. Okay, and what's this deal? The deal with the Black Friday season. Every year, everyone talks about Black Friday, and we know it's a very important time, and we know that it's pre-holidays. We have Christmas in a couple of weeks, and people, they exchange gifts. So this is one of the points. Let's see here what happened to the Black Friday. Well, first thing, everyone loves a good deal, right? Everyone loves a discount. So if you're buying something and you know that you're gonna buy cheaper in some dates, well, you just wait for a while. I have this friend I was talking talking to him the other day. He's willing to buy an iPhone 12, but in Brazil, iPhone 12 is so expensive. It will come for around 14,000 reais. It's a lot of money. It's just to give an idea, it's double whatever price is in the US. Okay, so if it's $1,000 in US, it's $2,000, 2,500 in Brazil. It's like that because of taxes and so on. So, and then he said, okay, so I'm not gonna buy the 12, I'm gonna buy the 11. But because we are in October, I will wait a couple more weeks until Black Friday because I know there will be good deals on Black Friday. So we are always looking for good deals. And maybe if he was doing this exchange in the beginning of the year, he would not wait until November. But because it was October to November is just a few weeks, he decided to wait because big deals are always welcome, right? We like to save. Well, second aspect that's very important, why Black Friday is this time, because of momentum. Now, we know how momentum applies also to the human brain. We have this situation that we see everyone else doing something, excited with something. Sometimes if we're not so excited, we go in the momentum. You know, have you seen that experiment when someone goes through this crossroads full of people and they start to point out and screaming and showing something and everybody else is looking and nothing is there in the sky, but everybody stays there and staring because one person is pointing the finger up and showing supposedly something, and that catches the human mind. So momentum is a phenomenon that makes Black Friday be what it is. Well, also it's a great time to buy gifts. You know, according to the National Retail Federation from the US, every dollar spent, 69% is spent are spent on gifts to buy presents to other people. Why this happen? Well, we like to buy gifts, and most of the people, they like to give gifts to kids, to family members, to the loved ones, and so on. But we need to be true, you know. You want to spend the most money with yourself always, right? If you're buying something to yourself, well, you prefer to spend more money with yourself and not with somebody else. This is also human instinct. So that's why people go for buying gifts on Black Friday. They take this opportunity. Okay, if Black Friday, if I have to give gifts and Black Friday is much cheaper, okay, let me take this chance. So sometimes they don't buy anything to themselves, but they take the chance to buy gifts. And this is important. We're talking about a very important phenomenon here that you should approach when you're communicating. Because as I said before, your marketing strategy, you create your campaigns, the visual of your website and everything, don't forget this word, gift time. You know, it's a gift time. People buy gifts for other people, and it's good to buy during the discount time, so they don't have to spend much money, especially because they have to buy gifts for several people, not only one, you know, usually, you know. So this is another phenomenon. Well, this is very cliche, of course, but it's there and will be there forever. FOMO, fear of missing out, right? We have this momentum that we just mentioned. Everyone is going and we have commercials, advertisement, Black Friday everywhere. And then you feel like, okay, so it's happening and I don't want to miss like a good deal because we like good deals. And this fear of missing out also is a phenomenon that moves, you know, it's this engine of Black Friday. That's why Black Friday is what it is. Another topic, what makes Black Friday what it is that you can plan ahead. Because you know that every year on the third Thursday, Friday, I'm sorry, and that Thursday is Thanksgiving. After Thanksgiving, every year you have the Black Friday. So it's not a surprise. It's not that one day you appear, okay, at the mall, and say, okay, I didn't know today was Black Friday. Everyone knows Black Friday is the day after Thanksgiving. And well, so you can plan ahead. I just mentioned the example of my friend in Brazil that is willing to buy his iPhone and he's planning ahead. Okay, let me wait until Black Friday. So during Black Friday, he's going to go and look for the specific product that he's willing to buy for a couple of weeks, you know, because he could plan ahead, save money and so on. Research, you know, this is important. And for many people, it's escape. It's escape. Buying, it's escape. I mentioned before when I talked about the productivity behavior, right? That when we are frustrated, depressed, and we're not feeling good with ourselves, we tend to find escapes. You know, there are many kinds of escapes, alcohol, drugs, and so on, but also shopping. You know, many people go and they buy when they are feel depressed and so on. And Black Friday enhances this sense of, okay, I need to buy as an escape, right? So these 6 we could call phenomenon, you know, they are what makes Black Friday be what it is, a so important date for business. We know Christmas as well. People buy during Christmas, but Christmas is already there. The holiday is happening. If you're a traveler, you travel already. So it's a different time. Black Friday anticipates that, and that's why it gives people more great deals, and this increases the possibility of them buying from e-commerce. And our main topic here, if we could say, it's why. Now, why will this Black Friday 2020 reward those who are prepared? Why this time is different? You know, every year it should be like that, right? The prepared ones are rewarded. But when we have abundance, everyone's navigating the good oceans, no winds, no big sunshine. Well, people don't tend to see in details, you know, like something that will cause them a headache when we have a scarcity time. And that's what we live in now. So people are more concerned, they're more attentive, they are not going to have so much impulsiveness. So this is important for you to take a look. Well, what we have here is, so why we will get reward to those who are prepared. As we're seeing, this is kind of a summary now. Buyers are less impulsive, okay, period. They are less impulsive. You need to know that to make better campaigns, right? To don't waste your money doing things that's not gonna work this time. Now they have higher concerns about money. They're not gonna just spending money with whatever without thinking carefully about it. So another point that will make you be more attentive when you're creating your campaigns. And inexperienced first-time online buyers. They're coming because they had to, as we talked about, but they don't have any experience. They don't know exactly how to compare prices. Sometimes if they fall, they come from a channel and funnel, actually, they come from a funnel and they fall into this website. They just, whatever they need, they go there and they buy. They don't know how to research, to compare with other websites, So they have this lack of experience that can benefit you when you do this. And what you will need that, how you will be rewarded, especially in this Black Friday 2020, customer intelligence and customer care. Customer intelligence made Nike have online sales up to 82%, as you saw. Customer intelligence is knowing your customer. As the vice president mentioned, the deep connection with the brand, and the deep connection is caused by the company knowing exactly who the clients are and how to talk the language of the client. So just having a contact base. Oh, my contact base is like 20,000 people, 100,000 people, 2 million, doesn't matter if you don't know how to talk to them, if you don't know how to segment, if you don't know details that will increase your results. So it's not how big is your list, your database, it's how well you manage them, how well you manage these contacts. So it's important. So customer intelligence is key. And along with customer intelligence, customer care, especially for the inexperienced customers, as we mentioned, the first-time buyers. They're coming, they need assistance. They need someone to talk to. You need to have a chat on your website, and this chat need to have a live person, live customer service agent, talking to these people, asking if they need some help. You need to put pop-ups. Listen, do you need some help? Is this your first time with us? Do you want to click on the chat widget and talk to a human right now? Not a bot only. You have a human right now there, business hours. So talk to someone. Let people help people. You know, lots of people are coming for the first time. They will need help more than ever. So you need to be prepared for that. You need to be prepared to know who your customers are and understand these trends that we mentioned, you know, interpersonal, productivity, consumption, and how this is confusing and is changing the brain and the behaviors. Once you understand that, and of course know how to segment your customers based on interest, on past behaviors, on actions and everything, you will be better off for sure. Okay, if you just treat everyone like the same, if you don't know how to differentiate this time here, if you don't know how to speak the correct way, in the correct way for this thing, for this Black Friday, you probably will miss the opportunity, and that's the thing we don't want you to do. That's why we're here to help you out. Okay, and well, how edrone empowers the winners in the sense of, okay, we're here, we are a platform, we offer CRM for commerce fueled by artificial intelligence. So our algorithms do the work for you of filtering your clients, knowing their interests and so on. But how exactly can you work with a tool like that? And that can impact your business, especially this time, because this is the time where you need to put all your weapons, if we can say like that, everything that you have, because it's war, right? If you don't sell to that person, somebody else will sell, and another business, your competitor, because people are coming for Black Friday, because we have this shopping momentum, as we saw. We have this willingness to get great deals. People are buying gifts, so people are coming. Okay, traffic is coming, but you just don't want people, this traffic pass by your shop. They want they to stop and to purchase. So it's a war in this sense, because if you don't attract the attention of this person, someone else will attract. So how can you use the best tools to make your business increase the potential during these times? Well, in summary, that's what edrone has in the categories of features. We have dozens and dozens of features, but we compile these features into these 6 categories, right? The core, that's why we put a different color, is customer intelligence. Customer intelligence should be the core of any e-commerce, right? I know e-commerce, we have different areas, of course, logistics, suppliers, finance, and so on. But you're talking about customers. It's a website that on the front page there, you have your images, your products, your catalog, and everything. But on the other side of the screen, you have a human being. So you need to know who that person is, what they like, how they behave, their past history, and everything. So you can do some segmentations manually, of course, but also nowadays you're better off if you take advantage of artificial intelligence that will help you in a much accurate way to know who your client is. So customer intelligence, core, that's why it's in red. Email marketing, well, some people, they really think, unfortunately, some marketers, that because with this advent of social media and Facebook ads and Google ads and so on, I can neglect email marketing now, because now the big deal is the social media. Listen, no. Social media is great, but without a stable and powerful email marketing strategy, it's not going to be as good as you could. That's the point. You know, people are now using their cell phones all the time, and they have their email app there. They check their emails all day long. The emails now are more filtered by the email providers, Gmail, Hotmail, Outlook. They are more concerned about the privacy and everything of their customers. So it's not so easy to get to their inbox. That's why if you follow the correct requirements and you send good value, wow, you get great results. So we've seen here in edrone our customers having great, wonderful results with email marketing. So if by any chance, it's a message for you now, if by any chance you're neglecting email marketing some way, don't do that. It doesn't matter if it's Black Friday or not. I know the topic is Black Friday. It's like your shop needs to have email market at the top of the chart. Okay, email marketing is still the king. It's not old school, right? When you do it well, when you do it correctly, and you deliver value, you get lots of results. So this is the second family of features that we have. And of course, combined with the email marketing that you send campaigns, we have the marketing automation, the list of scenarios that are triggered by actions your clients take online. When you have a physical store, you have sales representatives that will approach the client and ask if they need some help. If they say yes, they will of course talk to the client and answer questions and maybe show products and so on. But on an online store, you don't have that unless you have a system that creates this automation. Every action the client takes, you're there to interact with the client in the correct way, knowing exactly what the client wants. Well, continuing, we have our on-site marketing, especially for Black Friday. On-site marketing is unbelievably special because you need to show off what you're doing, what you have, your discounts, your promotions, your competitive advantage needs to be there, present on your website. When a visitor enters your website, they need to see, why it's so important and so good to buy from you. And your on-site marketing is key. The strategies you use, the tools you use, where you use, when you display, all this is very important, and especially during Black Friday. Social media ads is where you create campaigns in Facebook. We have this option here. I'm giving just an overview, okay, with each one of these points. I will show you in a minute each feature. Social media ads about Facebook. We have great Facebook manager within edrone. But here, different from what you can do on your Facebook manager, here you can do the dynamic campaigns that you cannot do on Facebook because it's based on the data our algorithm is collecting from all the email communications. Facebook doesn't have access to email. Their pixels have access to websites, but not emails. And emails is so powerful. When you send the email, when the clients open the email, when they click the email, which purchase came from clicking the email, where they click the email, all this data is important. And if you use Facebook Manager, of course, to do your campaigns, you can, but you're not gonna have these kind of features. You have on the Facebook Manager in edrone because of this data collection from emails. And the customer care solution, which, as I mentioned earlier, it's very important, especially for the first-time buyers, especially for them. Everyone, of course, needs help, but the first-time buyers, they will require more help than anyone else. They will need people there to talk. So if you have good solutions for customer care that you can integrate with your website during Black Friday especially, well, you're gonna be better off as well, of course. And okay, let me start showing the customer intelligence. This, I promise, is not going to take long. It's just overview as well. Although I'm opening, it's not going to take long. You have the CRM with the customer profile, tagging system, and historical actions. Tagging system is important if you have a good strategy for tagging your clients. And Thanksgiving is a great moment to do that, according to your promotions, your products, your categories, all the actions your clients are taking. If you tag them correctly, your pop-ups, your web layers, everything you use, you're gonna have very good material to pursue them in the future, in the weeks to come, the months to come, and so on after this season. So you're gonna benefit from this season, but also will prepare the way for the next season. In this case, for the next year, it's around the corner, right? 2021, when you have a good tagging system that you can tag every action your clients take. RFM analysis and dynamic segmentation. For those who are not familiar with RFM analysis, it's when we have these three variables, right? Recent, frequency, and monetary value. And we classify, we give some classification ranking to your clients according to these variables, according to how recent they purchase from you, how frequent they buy from you, and how much they spend. So, for example, when you see this board here, this grid, you have your champions here, right, under my image. Your champions here, they just bought. If your client's a champion because they bought recently, if they're champion because they buy frequently, and if they're there because, of course, they spend more money than everybody else. So you don't want to send the same email to this guy as you send, for example, to the hibernating. Hibernating is the client who just purchased once, long time ago, and they spent very little money. So your effort to send an email to your base, just click send to all, well, the results are diminished. You don't get the great results if you don't segment, if you don't know well who your customers is. As I mentioned before, customer intelligence is key at all time, especially during these big seasons like Black Friday. Okay, customer intelligence. So when you start to know your clients by behaviors, recent, frequency, monetary value they spend, you know the language, how to speak to them. Okay, as I said, you're not gonna send the same emails to a champions as you send it to hibernating. Champions are not so concerned about high discounts or so on. No, no, no. They're there because they're loyal to you, they like you, they see value in what you sell. That's why they're frequently buying from you. They just bought and they spend good money. The hibernating is different case. I'm just comparing these two, but listen, we have 10 classifications as you can see here in the screen, on the screen. So the hibernating, they need aggressiveness, okay? You need to give them high discounts, 30%, urgency, just today, FOMO, fear of missing out. Otherwise, that's it. You're never gonna see this deal again, you know, something like that. So when you start to know each one of them and to talk their language, your results, we have seen great results for companies who are applying correctly the analysis, the RFM analysis to their business, you know. Then we have email marketing, of course, as I mentioned, is still the king. You need to know how to send emails to your base, need to do that frequently, and you need to segment well. It's not only sending to everyone, you need to use intelligence to do that. And you have different kinds of newsletters that allows you to do this segmentation. That's what you see here on the screen. Each one of these is an opportunity for you to segment to a list of options of clients and so on. Well, market automation, what you see on the screen is the scenarios we have in the drone, okay? Predefined scenarios. So your clients will take some action on your website and then will trigger one of these scenarios. And all of them, of course, are important, especially like cross-selling, it's upselling, it's very important. You can do lots of things there. The purpose of this webinar is not a demo here. I'm not showing you the system. We're just talking because it will culminate in a point that you will see what you can do to don't miss out and be really prepared for this time. But I call your attention for these two specifically: recover the abandoned cards and restore viewed products, because we know more than 85% of cart is abandoned. I'm going to show you data about that from Statista, and 85, more than 85. Actually, the last release of their numbers were 88.5% of shopping carts are abandoned. And also you would say more people saw the product, just click it on the product page and left the website. So these two actions, they need to be traced, because you spent money to bring these visitors to your website, right? They cost you. Google ads, Facebook ads, organic, whatever you did, they cost you money to come to your website. And then they come, they visit the product, add to cart, leave, and no one's there to say anything to them, to try to bring them back. This is lots of money wasted, you know, and that's what you need to avoid. So all scenarios are very important, but for Black Friday, I call the attention for these two here: recover abandoned cards and viewed product, restore viewed products. And this is the 6 categories of features that I mentioned in the beginning. Okay, we talked about the first three. Now let me show you the last three. First, the customer care solutions. As I mentioned, this is the time you need to talk to everyone. You need to help people, live chat, communication, answer the emails, because they're here willing to buy, but some of them, they have lots of questions and they need help, right? So customer care solutions in edrone, you can do three things. You can integrate with edrone. Your email, so whatever email you receive from your client, a reply, okay, you send an email, a newsletter campaign, for example. If your client replies, you don't need Outlook to read that email and to reply. You don't need any other tool. You can have edrone, and we have a panel I will show in a minute, and you can answer from our panel, taking the advantage of seeing the customer profile. All right, so you're talking to the person and not just answering email on Outlook. You're seeing, or you're talking to John, answering John, but you see John profile. Who is John? How many purchases he made from your shop? How much he spent? Where he's from? What the products he added to cart? What product he viewed? What product he purchased? So all his information. This empowers your customer agent to be more precise in the message, know how to answer the client, know who that client is, you know, and not only sending an email, you're talking to someone, you know who that person is. That enhances the quality of your communication. The same goes for chat. You have your chat widget. We also have a drone chat widget. You integrate to your website, and every message you receive, you see in this panel. And your Facebook Messenger that you have there on your Facebook page. If someone calls you there, send you a message, you can see this message in edrone as well. And this is the panel. This is from our demo. I got the image. That's why you see some Latin there. This is not a live store. I didn't open a real client store for confidentiality purpose. Of course, I got the demo. And what you see here is the panel that shows the message from the client, the answer from your support, the notes, internal notes you can take, and everything. So this is the time to talk to people, as I mentioned a couple of times here, and having a system that accommodates this communication, this customer care approach. This is very important. That's what we do with our inbox, chat, and Facebook message integrated. Well, our second one, and this the last three categories, is social media. As I mentioned, you can make your Facebook campaigns, and here you can make with dynamic audience that you don't have on Facebook because they don't have access to your email data. And email is a major part of your business if you're a serious online commerce business, and you need to have this data in order to also engage your clients. And last but not least, our last family of features is our on-site marketing. I mentioned quickly how important it is of your vision or of your identity online nowadays, and especially for Black Friday. So this is what you need. You need pop-ups, you need web layers, you need push notifications, and you need dynamic windows, dynamic displays. We call in edrone marketing machine, right? That's the dynamic displays. And what is the dynamic displays that you need for your Black Friday? What it gives to you? Well, you show your clients complementary products, period. It's very, very, very important, okay? They're looking for something, you show there. Look, okay, but what about this as well? And also giving them insights. And this is so good for conversion. You know that, we all know that. So what else the marketing machine, the dynamic displays can do for you? You can display your best sellers. Listen, this is our best sellers, right? Especially during Black Friday, people want to see, okay, what's selling the most in this shop? Okay, here you see, you put a container with your best sellers. What else? New products. Okay, you can put a container just showing, this is our new products. Whatever product is new to your stock, into your stock, you're showing your displays. We know many people, they're looking for new products, new opportunities, and this is how you can organize that. Well, we have market basket analysis, and this is really interesting because we see this happening. I mentioned before, Amazon, eBay, Nike. Nike is not an e-commerce per se, but I put Nike in the game. But Amazon, eBay, they are big marketplaces, and they use that a lot. You know, they analyze the baskets from other customers, and they find the affinity. You know, how can you pair products? And they show, listen, people who bought this product also bought this one, also bought these products, and this also is very powerful. This helps people to reduce, you know, the need to think and reflect, because they know that, okay, this is makes sense. People buy these products together. You know, so this is a very powerful feature you can use with your dynamic displays. Another thing is viewed product, viewed recently. I'm sorry. You can show your clients the product, the list of products they just viewed recently. And this is also very powerful. When you go, for example, to buy some jeans, right? You enter the physical store, okay? You go to the physical store and you have a sales representative there helping you, and you try the first one, not good. You try the second one, not so good. You keep trying. And let's say you try like 5. On your last one you tried, you're kind of confused. You don't remember which one was the good one. And then the sales rep, if they're good, they're attentive, they will show you the one you like the most. You say, oh, I think this number 2, this second one you like the most. And it will show you what you saw, what you tried, and what you look at the most. And then you say, okay, now you see that again, your memory comes alive, and you say, okay, that's good. And then you go, you convert, you buy. So it's important to keep showing your clients what they just saw, what their interest, you know, and that's how you do with the viewed products. And upsell, I think I don't need many words to mention this. We all know how important it is to show clients other options, more expensive. They will pay a higher value for something that they're looking for. So always trying to upsell to make them buy something more expensive. They spend more money. And of course, your upselling strategy, the same as cross-selling, you'll see here in a moment, the cross-selling, they must be aligned with your strategies, with your finance. It's not only about pricing, it's about, of course, your margin. So when you know well how your business goes and you know which product you can offer, so you can upsell. Sometimes an upsell has like very little difference in money, but a big difference in margin to your business. So your upselling strategy is key for Black Friday. It's key everywhere, every time of the year. Again, everything is important because we're talking about e-commerce. You need to sell 365 days a year. It's not only Black Friday, but Black Friday is a big jump. So the more you understand this and you know how to strategically choose the products to upsell, well, you gain in results. That will be great for you. So upsell and cross-sell is also something that you can use the marketing machine, the dynamic displays. Preferred categories, you know, instead of just opening a website and you have all the products there, you might ask your clients what you want to see. We have products for women, we have products for men, we have products for kids. For example, I'll give just an example here. And then they choose, no, I'm looking for something specifically for kids, whatever, it's a gift. And then they click kids and boom, everything that opens is just for kids. It saves your clients time, and time is money. It will convert for you, you know. So give your clients options, what you're looking for, you know. That's the preferred categories. So then you display, and they can regret at any time. They can just say, listen, no, I actually want to see something for women. So they click go back and they open different category and they see everything. And this is not about products category. Okay, because I know you have products category on the top of your menu. I'm talking about your display that you can have right there up front, big, when your client enter your website. Okay, much more visual than the small letters from your menu. Then we have discounts only. Well, now again, I will repeat the phrase. I think the phrase that I'm saying the most, especially in the Black Friday, right? Discounts is key. We saw Amazon increases in 37% their sales. And the big hint was Prime Day, October 13 and 14. Big, great, amazing discounts. People saved $1.4 billion in purchase, just taking advantage of the discounts. And people love discounts. We all love great deals, as we saw. That's what makes Black Friday Black Friday. And you want to show on a container just with discounts, a container called discounts. So people know, okay, these products are in discounts. And they can have even tags, you know, showing the discount. So also a very important feature. And last but not least, abundant products. Well, your clients, they can see on the display the products they have abandoned in the past, the last visits and everything, you know. So it's always important, as I mentioned before, and I gave the example of buying a jeans on a physical store, to remind your clients of the products, their interest, the products they saw, the product they add to cart. So here you can show on a dynamic display. And what is about this abandoned cart that I mentioned earlier, that you should pay attention during this Black Friday more than ever? Well, online shopping cart rate in selected industry in March. This is according to Statista. Okay, let me remove my image here. According to Statista, this is different industries. Okay, look how many carts are abandoned. 96% of carts abandoned, 92%, 85%, and so on. But on average, okay, on average, 88, as I said earlier, 0.05% of shopping carts are abandoned. It's crazily high, okay? So out of 10 people that adds a product to the cart on your website, 9 of them will abandon. Just one will convert. Just one will convert. Well, think with me. Let's do a intrapersonal reflection. But in this case, you think about your business, not intrapersonal, okay? Let's think about your business for a second. You know, you have to make campaigns, let's say on Facebook, right? You have to make campaigns to a huge audience. So a small percentage of them, because we know the funnel narrowed down, a small percentage of them convert as qualified leads, and they take the action to visit your website. So you send campaigns, create campaigns, and pay for this huge amount of people, millions and millions of people, so you can have this small percentage of people entering your website. And we know that from these people who enter your website, then we can start to narrow down again, they will buy. So when you have these people that you spent money bringing, they come, they visit, and they add to cart, oh my God, if you narrow down this percentage, you're gonna have a very, very small number. And this is common for e-commerce. But how can you take the most from that? Since you know abandoned cart means that a very high intention of buying. Why add it to cart? You can just see the product. You can just go to the product page and see the product. Why you click add to cart? And then you visit another product, you see add to cart. And then you enter the cart. And then by some reason you abandon. You need to investigate these. And one way, of course, is for you to approach this, to try to avoid this of happening. And as I will show here for you, you have a visitor abandoning your shopping cart. I think I need to reduce my image a little bit for this one here. A second. Okay, you have a visitor abandoning your shopping cart. Okay, let's reduce. And what happened? What you can do with edrone? What edrone can do for you with this respect? Well, you can display, dynamic window. You can show the product passing on your website on a dynamic window, the products they abandoned in the past. And so that will call their attention. Okay, I saw that product, familiarity, okay? Another action you can take, you can show pop-ups, dynamic pop-ups when they're exiting the website. Okay, I put a product on the website, now I'm exiting. When they point the mouse cursor towards closing the website, you can show an exit pop-up saying, listen, I see you added these products to the website, and you can show on the pop-up dynamically passing the abundant products, that calls attention. You can use that with a big discount. Listen, I see you just added this product to the cart. I give you this X% discount to make a purchase right now. That will make them rethink their decision of closing. So another way you can approach, so you can display on their website, you can show a pop-up. If nothing happens there and they really close, well, you can start a sequence of emails, send emails, kindly ask what you need. How can I help you? Why did you put that in the cart and didn't buy? Something happened. You try to investigate. You can send up to 4 emails and in a strategic way. So you talk. This email is not just offering. It's a conversation. You're talking to them to try to understand what happened. Combined with the emails, you can send a sequence of SMS. Look, I'm just talking about one event, is abandon the product in the cart. So they abandon, you have several ways you can approach them because they cost you money. This very same person costed you money back then for you to bring them to a website. Now that they came, they added the product to the cart, they're leaving, you cannot just let them leave without at least trying to talk to them, right? And last but not least, you can create campaigns. You can use the Facebook social ads on edrone. You can create campaigns to show them the product they abandoned on their timeline, Instagram timeline, Facebook timeline, stories. You show them, listen, I saw you added this product to the cart and abandoned. Whatever copyright you use, I'm just here giving an example. So you have 5 different ways to approach these clients when they abandon cards. And they don't need to be exclusive. They need to be, you need to create this synergy. You can use the 5 of them all together in a strategic way that they create this synergy. One complement the others, okay? And they get this communication from you. Because what happens if you don't do? Somebody else will do. Another company will do. Because if they added a product to your cart, okay, it's because they want to buy that product. No one just wake up, say, I had nothing to do. Let me get my phone, go to a website, add a product to the cart, and then I'll be happy. No, they have the intention. So the intention is there. So what you're after now is you're after their attention because you know their intention. You know the product. They gave you everything. They gave you all this data, all this information. They gave you what they're looking for, the size of let's say it's something that has size. You know the size, you know the color, you know the exact product. So they give you all the intention. Now you need to go after their attention because if they have the intention, whoever gets their attention will convert. So it needs to be you. So and that's the point that I would like to mention here when we talked about the whole system and all the features you have, especially for Black Friday, having a dynamic display, which is the marketing machine, and all the on-site features, your customer care solution, very well sharpened, so you can talk correctly to your clients there live, and emails, SMS, everything you can do to recover abandoned cars during this period of the year, this season, well, you're going to be better off. So as we start saying, this Black Friday, more than any other, will reward those who are prepared, okay? Because people are more cautious. People are not just buying per impulse. We saw, and that makes lots of sense. I believe you could see that clearly. People are not just impulsive as they used to be anymore because of many reasons, as we saw. Interpersonal behavior changed, interpersonal productivity, consumption, and so on. So e-commerce is growing, yes. Online shopping is increasing, yes, but not for everyone. And you should be included on that package. And that's why we are here to help you. This webinar is just one example that we want to offer, but we want to be closer and be able to help you in a better way. That's why now I invite you to talk to me, okay? Let's open this Q&A session and you can send your questions, your message. I'll be happy to answer. Let me just see here if I find, 1 second. I'm kind of confused here with how do I open the Q&A? Okay, Q&A, open. Okay, so I apologize for my tech confusion here now, but I believe it's opening now. It's just a matter of you send your questions, your message, and I'll be able to see. And if you want to talk, I also can open. Let me stop share now so I can better manage this. So if you want to talk, you can raise your hands here, and I can also allow you to talk. Okay, you can chat, send a message here, and I'll be able to open your mic so you can talk. All right. And if you don't wanna, if you don't have any questions for now, that's okay. Also, that means the webinar could explain good information, could give you good information. So please feel free to send your questions via email, anything you want. All right. The idea here was to touch bases with you that this time of the year is important for everyone. And the more you know and you understand your customers and you know to use the correct tools in the correct way, you will benefit. Okay, sometimes we see big numbers as we saw for Amazon, 37% increase in the last year, you know, eBay with 25 and Nike e-commerce 82. And we think, okay, e-commerce is unbelievably growing and huge, but it's not for everyone. I'm not saying it's only for the big ones, the giant ones. No, it's for those who are prepared. And this one thing we can learn with these giant companies, they know exactly how their clients behave. They have customer intelligence. And so the more you use that, you don't neglect that, the more benefits you will have as well. Okay, I see one question here. Let me see. How edrone, let me answer this live. How edrone can use personalization to increase the sales with marketing machine? Do you have any statistics? Yes, we do have numbers that I can show you, but not ready here. I didn't prepare these numbers for the webinar. Okay, you can call us after so we can show you this demo, you know, about that. But personalization is based on the customer data, right, that the customer gives to us. So once the customer comes, okay, a visitor comes to the website, first time, never enter that website. And that website is integrated with edrone. So the customer enters, the dynamic displays, the marketing machine can show them what? Best sellers or new products or whatever you want to show, but nothing related to their interest because we don't know their interest in yet. We're talking about the segment of one, this technology that like Netflix, all these giants, they use as well, you know, giving one view of the website according to the interest of the user. So we don't have yet, but once they start to navigate and giving us data, first data for clicking one product, well, now our algorithm has some data and the recommendation starts to be based on interest. Okay, I see you like this product, other people who like this product also like this one. So we start to comparing these recommendations, and this recommendation will escalating according to more data that we collect, So the more the clients, they add to cart, they click to products, they view, they scroll down, scroll up, everything they do feeds our algorithm with data, and then we can personalize the display. The display will be more and more accurate according to the visitor's interest, the more they give us data. That's how we create this personalization. Okay, which marketing strategy approach, in your opinion, is the best? If you need to use only one and focus on it. Okay. Well, let's say for Black Friday, okay, especially for Black Friday, it will be discounted only. You know, you show products and dynamically show discounted products because abandoned cart is important, but if you ask me to say one, you can use pop-ups for abandoned carts. You can use other strategies. Since you put me in this restrain this strategy to just one discount. You should have containers with discounted products, because discounted is what is triggering the customer's eye right away, you know, during these times. So that would be the one. And okay, well, it was a pleasure being here with you. I hope you had a good time. And if you have any question, you can send later via email and we can communicate. This webinar it's being recorded. We will release the record. You will be advised via email for you who subscribed, of course. And then I see you next time. All right. So I hope you have a very good season during this Black Friday and great results to your company and growing. All right. Take care. I see you next time. Bye-bye.